Welcome, Sajah.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. It's nice to see you.
You as well. We meet again.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing your age?
No.
I'm just curious because your skin is really nice.
I'm 48.
Okay. I thought you were younger than me.
No, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
I have a birthday coming soon, too.
Ah.
In December.
49?
Mm-hmm. I will be.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. So talk to me about, just like how has it been so far and kind of what drove this change in the first place, actually? Like what was happening in your life that inspired this journey from happening?
Yeah, great question. I would say 2024 for me has been a year of change. Mm-hmm. Like in January, I was really unwell. I was off of work, just like all kinds of health issues. And I just really had no energy, no stamina, just getting sick easily. And so for the first time in my life, I took like a lengthy medical leave from work, and I've never done
You've
that
never
before.
Done that.
So I was like, okay, something's not right with you. Go to your doctor. I went to my doctor, and I had gone to my doctor before, but of course they're like, oh, blood work, this, that.
Yeah.
Everything's normal.
We'll call you in a month.
You need to lose weight. You need to do this, cut out salt.
Yeah.
And nothing was really helpful. We'll put it that way, right? But
what were you feeling? What do you mean you didn't feel well?
I didn't I'd be so tired, exhausted all the time, no energy, easily frustrated. I wasn't sleeping well, was getting up every hour.
Oh no.
So I hadn't had a good night's sleep in a long time. And I was just gaining weight. Yeah. Up.
Yeah.
Eat less, try and move. And I had no stamina to exercise even, I'd go for a walk and then I'd feel winded, or I'd walk up the stairs and I'd feel winded. So through blood work, I knew I had to adjust my iron, and I went to see a few specialists to address hormones, sleep, all kinds of things. But at the end of the day,
were they OHIP covered?
Yeah, they were.
That's good.
They were. So that's good. And I was on, the wait list. I did get in pretty quickly because I'm not the type who goes to the doctor all the time. So when I said, I'm in a bad place, you need to help me. He said, okay, and put me kind of priority list. So I got in fairly quickly. And so that, I got my sleep study, sleep addressed. And then from that time forward, I was like, okay, I have to get myself to a place where I can get myself back to work, because I'm not the type who really likes to be at home. I
was going to say, is it a cultural thing that drives you to work really, really hard? Was your mom like that? What is it that drove you to work to the point where you're almost ill?
Yeah, I think it's about me, some perfectionism. Yeah. Also, family values. Mom. Yeah, I gotta hold it together for everybody because the kids need me. I
can't stop cooking. Yeah. I can't stop cleaning. Yeah. Everybody needs me. I gotta push.
And also, I was trying to move myself in my career, trying to advance and grow, learn new things, try for new opportunities. Yeah. And I was like, if I'm not well, I can't do that, right? And so I just said to myself, because it was January, I cannot finish 2024 like this. I don't ever want to be here again. So that kind of set me on, okay, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow. And it's not that I wasn't doing it before, but it was at some point you got to get serious. And I did have a girlfriend who said to me, you know what? No one's going to tell you this. I don't have a sister. I only have brothers.
Me too.
So she's like, you don't have a sister, but as your sister, I'm telling you, your weight is out of control. You got to take care of yourself.
Good. What a great freaking friend.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the hardest thing you could tell somebody, a girlfriend, especially. That's I mean, I don't even have to tell people that, like, wow, she gives me inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
That she pulled you aside and said, you got to do something, and you don't have a sister to tell you.
It was like a one-on-one thing, just the two of us. And she's like, you gotta, like, I'm watching, because she's known me for a long time. She's like, I'm looking at you and you're not doing well. Like, you're breathing. Your energy, like, you got to look after yourself. And so, I just said, okay, here we go.
Was that January?
That was
past January?
Yeah, I was probably in around there. Yeah. So I just started getting serious about, like, what went in my mouth, what time I was going to bed, my routine. I decided that I was going to change jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was in a really emotionally demanding job that I've been doing for 9 years. And I was like, okay, I can take on a different position.
Same company?
Yep.
Good.
Same thing, but same industry, but change jobs to something that's, like, less stressful, better hours, not so much problem solving and taking on, like, heavy lifting, more so dealing day-to-day stuff. So I did that. That was a huge decision because that was like a pay cut. Yeah. But I was like, you know what good is it to you if you have money and you can't even, like, show up to work and be well, you know? So I changed, and I started listening to podcasts, going online, just learning about health and wellness, and a lot of nutrition, because I was like, you know what it is for me? I know how to work out.
Yeah,
I know
and you actually enjoy it.
I really do enjoy it, yeah. But I don't know how to eat well. That would, like, fuel my body, have me feeling well, and address my issues, because I already knew that I had, like, hormone imbalance, estrogen dominance, all that type of stuff. All the signs were there. But I couldn't find anything that would address it. You know, some folks, even the naturopath was like, well, you could try these supplements, things like that. But really, it wasn't until I started eating differently that I saw change.
Yeah. What did you implement pre-program? Kind of eating habits?
Yeah, so before I even started the program, I had already been learning about like sugar and that high fructose corn syrup and hidden sugar in food. So I had just cut out sugar. And when I say cut out sugar, at one point in time, I was like, okay, fruit has sugar, like limit the fruit, you know,
because you don't really know.
You don't really know. But more importantly, it was like no soda, no alcohol, no, like, sweets, like cookies, like baked goods, that type of stuff. I just cut all that out. And so that was a big one. And water. I just started drinking lots and lots of water. I just really tried to focus on, like, vegetables, whole foods. Yes. But it wasn't until I started the program that I, like, really saw, because of the newbie meal plan. It's like, oh, it's the amount too. And I was like,
it's not just about having, right?
Yeah. I was astounded by how much. And then I was astounded by, like, the immediate, like, changes that I saw in my digestion. I had been learning about, like, inflammation throughout the body, and I was like, oh, you know, all that, like, you know how your face is, like, distorted, like, you're like, oh, I see a picture of myself, but I don't recognize myself over time. And then I'm like, it's inflammation. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, I feel it differently now in my face, in my eyes.
You don't have any,
you know.
You don't have any bags?
Well, I hope not.
No, you don't.
Yeah, like, all those things. I started, like, noticing even, like, my your joints, hands. Like my hands, my ankles, my knees. Like, I was feeling pain, like, all the time. You know, the doctor's like, oh, you have plantar fasciitis. Oh, you know, you might have, like, some inflammation, beginning of osteoarthritis in your knees. And I'm like, I can't be having that. I'm too young.
Yeah.
And I can't go into my 50s feeling this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, my goal is like 50 and fabulous. That is my goal, right?
Agreed.
So I was really astounded by, in the first week, how much change I experienced. Yeah. I think I messaged you because I was like, Sue, best poop ever.
Yeah.
I was like astounded. The changes in digestion.
So poop is good.
Yeah. And now I'm attuned to it more because I'm like, you know what? You eat, you should poop. Like it should be very regular, you know, that there should be movement. Like it's a movement. And so now I feel like, oh, maybe I was never really normal, you know?
I think a lot of people, they always have this comment like, oh yeah, I'm regular, I go twice a day or whatever, once a day. It's like, but it's the quality of the poop. You know, you know, is it girthy, is it packed with you know, toxins, is it leaving your body? It's the quality. And I think just like how you said, it wasn't you know, when you actually see, oh, this, I should be eating this much vegetables, and then this is the outcome of eating this many vegetables, then that's when you really truly realize, okay, I think I've been doing things wrong. One lady yesterday said, I didn't realize that vegetables was the food that would change your life. Like it's the quantity. It's like,
and the green vegetables.
The green, exactly.
The green ones.
Can't be the carrots.
No. So we had lots of vegetables in the house.
Yeah.
But when I looked, I'm like, oh, these are not the right ones.
See that?
So
you saw changes pretty fast.
I said to you during our call, I was like, listen, if this doesn't work, I'm calling you back.
Yeah,
you will hear from me.
She literally was like, I'm calling the cops. Like, you're like, you are serious.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But just to get a little bit real and transparent about our phone call. Yeah. Not everybody who calls me is like, I'm going to join and it's going to be great and here's the money. For you, it was like, am I going to try something else? And this does not work for me yet again. And we had to get past a lot of barriers.
Yes, true.
And, you know, and some of it was just false belief system.
Yeah.
Some of it was really like you've tried and not succeeded. How is this going to be any different?
Yeah, I wanted to like make sure because it was like, it was going to take significant shifts for me to invest in this.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I wanted to make sure that I'm not handing over a bunch of money to someone and then all of a sudden there's going to be, oh, but now you have to buy these supplements, but now you have to join this gym, but now you have to,
or,
you know?
Just wait, the results are coming. No, just wait, be more patient. You know, we'll try this. Like that also it's very discouraging.
Yeah. And I wanted to get a good sense of you too, because it was a phone call.
Yeah.
People can say whatever and put whatever they want on social media.
You're right.
And make it look good. But I needed to get a sense of like, who is this person? And like, are they legit? You know? Yeah.
Especially now in this world. So you joined the program.
I did.
And I had to set your expectations super high. Yeah. In order for me to I don't want to say win you over, but because I believe in my program so much that I can put that on it and say it's going to deliver, and I promise.
Yes. You said to me, you will see a difference in 7 days. I promise you will see a difference in 7 days. And in the first 7 days, I lost 10 pounds. It was astounding. Like, never. I've done other programs and like 10 pounds is like 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. So in 7 days, I was
And we weren't counting food.
Nope.
We weren't counting calories. Nope. It was like, put it all in your mouth.
Yeah, just make sure you focus on these foods. I don't care how much you eat, just write it down and make sure you have this. The hardest part was like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure I have this much vegetables. Yeah. And I remember in the first week going, this is too much food. I don't even eat this much, you know?
Was that a fear going in though, that you wouldn't have enough food?
Oh, always.
And I think even for
I'd get
me,
bored of the food because I was like, oh my gosh, like,
because culturally we're used to really exotic and tasty food, and you fear that romance with food will be taken away.
Yeah.
And so, and that's always a concern for me too, because like I love food and I want it to be an abundant, but it has to make sense. And so that's always a fear, I think, for a lot of people, is like, am I going to be taking this really important part of my life away and sacrificing it? How do you feel about?
I feel that, again, everything is a mindset. It's about like, how are you approaching this? And like, are you going short term or are you truly going long term?
Yeah.
And so because I want the like long term permanent results, I'm like, okay, so every time I come to a little hiccup or a challenge or something, I'm thinking about, okay, if we want the long-term results, then how am I going to have to shift my way of thinking to make sure that, okay, this is going to be your new normal. This is how you're going to move forward when you encounter this. So some things like haven't been a challenge, like not having alcohol, no big deal. There's a lot of people, especially
that
now,
makes a difference to them
who don't drink. For different reasons.
Yeah, you're
right?
actually right.
So then I can say, I'm not, no thank you, no wine for me.
And they accept it.
Yeah, that's no big deal. No one really pushes back on that. People do sometimes push back when they're like having cake or sweets and it's a celebration.
Just have a piece.
But like for the most part, a lot of my circle of friends is very small, and the ones who support me truly are like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
We got this. Or
what do you need?
You're not having that. Yeah. And prior to the program, I also knew this is who I am as a person. Like, I believe that as women, we need to like bring each other along. So as I'm doing better,
you're very genuine about that.
I need
Let
to
me
bring,
tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't known you that long.
Me. Yeah. So I had reached out to a couple of my girlfriends, just two.
Yeah.
Who I know through professionally and personally, and I said, hey, I'm about to start on a journey, you know, and I'm not telling many people, but I'm telling you two here and you two here, because I want to have an accountability group.
Yeah.
So two folks are just truly my cheerleaders.
Yes.
They just say, hey, how's it going? You're doing great. Or I message them. I say, hey, I'm down this much pounds.
What's beautiful is you weren't shy to ask or share.
No.
Which I think a lot of women, I've said this, they come in with shame and regret that they're even at this position, but it's like, well, let's turn it around. Turn it into a positive. Maybe you're going to inspire somebody else. Maybe you're going to be somebody else's cheerleader, or you're going to give somebody the opportunity to cheer you on.
Yeah. And also when you know that you got to a certain place and it took time to get there, it's going to take time to get out. And I know that in one way that I'm not special. Like, there are lots of women who are sitting where I'm sitting right now, or where I was sitting.
Where you were.
I was sitting and feeling like I truly felt like, oh, maybe I just have to like accept that, now I'm at this stage of life, my knees are always going to hurt, and I'm going to be big, and it's going to be hard to exercise. I was moving towards hopelessness.
Every woman yesterday at the photo shoot, and you saw, did you see
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, you're going to be in for a great surprise. Every woman said that they just got to the point where they thought, well, I just need to accept it. And they're 55.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I just got to a point where I said, you know what? This is it. Yeah. My doctor told me this is it. And I just need to accept it at this point.
Yeah.
And just give up.
Yeah. Yeah. I have moved past that, and I try and like tell other people that, as for whatever it is in their life.
Yeah.
Weight, career, marriage, family, like all of that. Like, you know what? It's not hopeless. Like, we can always make a change. Every day is a choice. Let's do it together. So I have two other women who I'm on a little WhatsApp group with, who I call my accountability crew. And on Sunday nights when I'm filling in the check-in to send to you and Holly and Teresa in the morning, I shoot them a little message and
Beautiful.
I say like, hey, what are you doing this week? Like, what's your goal? Like, one woman is going through some personal issues and it's like, oh, I got to get paperwork. I got to do that. Another woman has a little one who's 2 and is like at that stage and is like, you know what? I just need to like drink water and make sure, you know, I get up at work and walk. So great. Fantastic. Let's check in with each other.
It's so powerful what they're doing as well.
Yeah.
Like just even checking in, writing it down, reading it, seeing it for yourself. That's so powerful.
Yeah. And so then I can say from a genuine place, like, you know what? We just need to keep showing up for ourselves. Like, we're worth it. We have so many skills as women, as professionals, as mothers. Like, we're doing so many things.
Yes.
And we can also show up for ourselves.
Do things for ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I notice now, I never say anything, but I notice now how many women are just like in survival mode. Like just,
especially our age group.
Yeah. Feeding themselves like sugar, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
getting through the day.
Yeah. And
just get through the day.
I'm
That's
not judging that because that was me too, you know? Like.
Because you thought maybe there's no way out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You thought maybe, well, who's going to help me?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. My husband's certainly not going to help me.
No.
You know?
Your kids aren't going to help you.
And my kids, well, actually my kids, since I've been in the program, they're noticing. And like, especially my younger one, who is amazing. A lot more like me. Like, she's like, let's go for a walk.
Wow.
Oh, have you got your steps today? Let's walk, you know? Trying some of your workout. Funny stories. We're doing one of the, I don't even remember because I mixed them all up. But anyway, we're doing one of the workouts, the hourglass ones when you're in the gym.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the girls are going and she's like, they laugh a little bit because they're doing it with me sometimes. They don't do the whole thing, but they do some of it. And they're like, oh, is Angie all right? Sue's going to call out Angie. And I'm like, okay.
I knew you were going to something I said.
And then one time you said, oh gosh, I lost count. And my daughter, she stood up. She's like, she's a teacher. She's not allowed to lose count. What is this? And I'm like, well, we don't know. We're just going to keep going. But those little things. And so now funny. When I'm like meal prepping and things like that, they're like, oh, that looks good. Because I never made them eat that stuff.
No.
Because, you know, listening to others, they're like, no, just do it for you. Don't try and like bring everybody on the program. But
until they show interest.
If I cook a big batch of vegetables, guess what's going on their plate?
Exactly.
And it always did. But now it's like, oh, now I know they're getting more green vegetables because that's all I have cooked, right?
Absolutely. So, I always really say this when I'm not on, my kids aren't on.
Fair. Yeah. 100%.
Because I'm not buying 3 bushels of broccoli when I'm not on. And so, but when I am on, there's that much broccoli in the fridge. And just like you said, they're getting what I'm getting. So if I'm getting a pile of broccoli, they're getting a mini pile because that's what's there. Yep. And I don't like to buy a lot.
Exactly.
You know, like I'm not going to go and buy many. I buy it. So and I've realized that I have to actually always be on in order for my kids to be on. I'm like, I have to do it all the time, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Because
the opposite, not being on, is more difficult.
Yeah.
You know, I've done, we do the days where I just wing it and there's not much food in the fridge. My kids are ravishing the pantry. They're asking for things. My daughter is like, can I order sushi on Uber? You know, like they're just like but if I'm on and I'm, you know, it's the days that I'm not that I pay for it.
I will eventually get to the place where I can bring everybody onto a better like plan for all of us. I'm still kind of doing
you're managing.
I cooked this.
I still manipulate theirs.
I buy that. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So there's still a bit of like 2 things, but I know, especially now that I can like start to incorporate things, and I love like trying to reinvent my recipes to try and add in more greens or add in, healthy fats, things like that. So now I know that I have a couple things in my sort of list that I can go to that are going to help make my family healthier in the long run. But that's not my priority quite yet.
Not until you're secure and you've got things. Yeah. And you don't even have to plan it. They're going to come around.
I think so.
That's
especially
what
once your
happens.
fridge changes, like if you see that there's like veggies and greens.
How
and
old's
like
your
fruits.
youngest?
My youngest is 11 and my oldest is 15. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll naturally by osmosis just come around. So how many months have you been in the program?
3 months.
Wow. We're just coming up to your 90 days.
And I have 3 more to go.
Amazing.
Because remember when we talked, I said, I feel like I have a significant amount of weight to lose. And so how long do you think? And you said 6 months. And so I was like, okay.
We're doing 6 months.
Yeah.
What's your total weight loss so far?
40 pounds.
40 pounds in 3 months. And we've got 20 more to go. And then we have other goals for you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to hear about them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I figure another 20 to 30 more pounds would be really good for me.
Yeah.
At a place where I could feel like I could maintain it and my body would be like strong and balanced more.
And then we're going to do a reverse.
Okay.
And increase the strength training, maintain that, decrease the fat. And I think you should be doing a photo shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's June.
The plan. Yeah, June.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to be in the place where like, because we don't have a lot of time. I want to go like do my 3 workouts a week.
Yeah.
Walk and then go. I'm not trying to be every second in a gym. No. I do enjoy it.
It's not ideal. Especially not for me, not for you at the time in I feel like I'm living 3 lives.
Yeah.
You know, I have to come home, live my daughter's life, dance life, do all the things. And then I have to live my son's life.
Yep.
You know, so I feel like you're constantly, and then the husband, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're children too, right? That we have to like live in their life too. And so it's like we're managing all. So right now, and that's what I try to remind women is right now, your job, even when I say to Carly, right now, she's not. You know, your job now is to get to the best place you can and stay there.
Yeah.
We're not trying to, move mountains.
No.
Stay there until you get the next opportunity to further that goal.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like, just get to a safe place and let's stay there.
Yeah, because life comes in seasons.
Yes.
Everything is a season. I remember when the kids were little and what I could manage then.
Yes.
And now we're in a different season. They're more independent. I can say like, go do this.
You can go for an hour.
Yeah. When I say, and this is often my strategy at night, I'm working on it now that it's cold because I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
But it's like, go have your shower. I'm going to get my steps.
Good girl. Very nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Make sure you're finished by the time I get back.
Good for you.
That kind of thing.
Last thing, because I think that it's really important because, that's a huge accomplishment. So give us your strategy in the program. What has really helped, whether it's meal prep, exercise, accountability. Do you ever miss accountability?
No. So like we talked
check-ins
about,
skip out.
Yeah, I'm not skipping check-in. It is what it is, and I'll say how the week has been. I'm really fortunate that because of the consistency, I have seen the progress, right?
Yes.
But the check-ins are key.
Yes.
The meal prep is key, and that's kind of changed over time too, because certain months are more busy, weeks are more busy. So I know I have to do something on the weekend to set myself up. And then I know I have to do something during the week. Some folks are like, oh, I just made the same thing every day. I knew that wasn't going to work for me in the long run. It was at first. And then I was like, okay, I got to incorporate something new, try something different because I'm bored with this food. So trying like I have a lentil soup recipe. So I was just really trying to bring the worlds together.
Good.
And try something like that. My curry recipe, that type of thing. So trying new things. The walking is key. Get just all the non-negotiables. You just can't really mess around with that. I can't always sign on to the Zoom because of work, but I'm listening to it like the next day, like as soon as it's posted. Like I was listening to Marina's one from last night.
Good.
On my way in. It's like, remind yourself every time, like, what you're doing and why you're doing this.
Especially during the journey. I'm on my own journey now with business mindset. And it's like, you have to be so bought into the process.
Yeah.
And it's daily work. And it's not just about showing up for meal preps and doing your workouts. It's more than that. It's really being engaged.
Yeah, like you really do have to set the time aside. I know, like, at first I was like afraid to do shred because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do this. But then I was like,
immediately
no.
Our brain goes to that. Like, stay safe and
like,
newbie.
I know this newbie is fantastic.
Yeah,
I love newbie. I'm doing great. I can do this for the rest of my life. But no, like you explained. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I like watched a bunch of videos and just did the learning. Like, learn and then try it. And was it perfect? No. Absolutely not. But each week, like I signed on just last week to the shred call again because I'm like, okay, let me just listen to Teresa one more time and make sure I'm tracking properly, and just like, if I can like anticipate what she's going to say, then I know that I'm on the right track, right?
Yes.
So that consistency is key.
I think learning as moms is so intimidating.
I don't find it intimidating.
You don't.
I have always been a learner.
Yeah.
I'm an educator. Like, that's my job. So I'm always learning every single day. I enjoy learning something new, building learning. My skills.
But it's when you tell people that it's a lot of work, you know, people say it's work, you got to learn a lot. Oh, I've heard.
Yes, when people ask me, oh, like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm being consistent with some really like intense goals. Yeah. So bottom line for me was, like I say to them, that first week, like because I talk about you, but I don't talk too much about the program.
They'll hate me. They will.
But I said, well, I'm working with a fitness and nutrition coach because I need the accountability. Leave it at that. Yeah. But the first week when you say like, okay, I'm giving you 7 days to get ready, and I'm like, oh wow, that seems like a lot. But then I saw the list and I was like, yo, this is no joke. Like, watch a video, watch another video, clean your pantry. Yeah. Like, and thankfully I started in August before I went back to work in September. And we talked about the time was perfect. I'm gonna send you at some point like a picture of me the week I was at a wedding the week before I started the program. And then I was at a gala just on this past weekend.
We can have it.
And you can see those too because like it's so different, you know, and people are noticed because I wore a dress that I hadn't worn since 2018. It was hanging in my closet. I'm like, I'll never wear it again. It won't ever fit. Girl, exactly. I zipped that up. My daughter did my makeup. And I'm like,
isn't that so empowering? And you saved yourself buying a new dress.
100%.
Going down that rabbit hole of disappointment, anxiety. Because
nothing fits and I hate trying on clothes. Yes. Yeah.
Good for you.
100%. Yeah.
Super proud of you. You're very inspiring and motivating to new members, to members that are currently in the program.
Yeah. So we all just have to encourage each other.
Exactly.
Because I was inspired by like the videos you sent me of like Mary. Like Mary was the first video I watched and I was like, okay, if she can lose 70 something pounds, then I can do it.
Exactly.
So,
beautiful. Yeah. Well said.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I look forward to the rest of your journey.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like it's my journey.
Well, it is. We're on it together. And, you know, like I said,
we're winning, right? We're winning.
We're winning. If something goes wrong, I'm coming to you first, right? I'm like, Sue, what am I doing wrong? We got to fix this. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.